Well, now we've got a story, and it sounds like a Hollywood movie, and it also has a Hollywood ending. Dewey Bozella, he spent 26 years in prison. Trouble is, the man was innocent. Behind bars, however, he got an education, and he also learned how to box. When he got out, he won his first fight. He tells his story in the book Stand Tall, and our own Dominic Carter sat down with Dewey in his home in Wappinger Falls.
One thing I could do, and the only thing, was box.
Can you believe that black punk? He thinks he's champion of the world.
We're looking for two Negroes in a white car.
Any two will do.
Hollywood reflecting a real-life story.
Look carefully, sir. Are these the two men who shot you?
He said no.
Take another look, sir.
Reuben Carter, you are sentenced to be imprisoned for the remainder of your natural life.
I'm innocent.
Denzel Washington plays middleweight boxer Reuben Hurricane Carter, who spent years in a New Jersey prison for a triple murder conviction he had nothing to do with. A federal judge ultimately freed him.
For your winner by unanimous decision, Dewey Bozella.
But yet another real-life case with uncanny similarities to that of Reuben Hurricane Carter. This man, Dewey Bozella, turned to boxing in prison.
When I watched the story of Reuben Hurricane Carter, he reminded me of what I was going through in my life. And the story itself, so much was compelled with me that I said, that's exactly how I am. I'm going through exactly what Reuben Hurricane went through.
Bozella spent 26 years behind bars for a murder he did not commit. Location, Poughkeepsie, New York. Bozella was sentenced for the murder of a 92-year-old woman. It was in 2009 he was finally set free.
It's our position that the matter must be dismissed in the interest of justice, and the people so move to dismiss the indictment.
Mr. Bozella is ordered to be released immediately.
Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday.
All prosecutors had was a couple of local criminals who swore Bozella committed the murder. He was convicted by an all-white jury, received a retrial, and then was convicted again. Bozella was offered several deals, including one that would grant him immediate release if he would just admit to the crime. Bozella refused. Why not take one of those deals?
I couldn't live with myself saying I committed the murder of an elderly old lady. And I couldn't live with myself, by the way, because I didn't do it. And the most hardest thing was that I made a commitment to myself. The commitment was I said I'd rather die in prison than tell you I did it. And I'm not telling you something that I didn't do. And so that was my commitment.
Did you know this 92-year-old woman?
No, I did not. I never met Miss Jan McCrash for a day in my life. I didn't know anything about her until this case.
Even today, prosecutors refuse to apologize to you?
Yes, of course.
Or admit any wrongdoing?
Right, yes. That's the county. There's nothing I can do about that.
Like Reuben Hurricane Carter, Bozella's case became a cause célèbre with some of the biggest names in Hollywood. Matthew McConaughey, the voice in this documentary on Bozella's life. Bozella had a tough upbringing that included foster care and being in and out of group homes.
In 1983, Dewey Bozella arrived at Sing Sing Maximum Security Prison, a broken and bitter man. Life had hardly been fair to him. As a 9-year-old boy in Brooklyn, New York, he'd watched his father beat his mother to death. A few years later, it was his brother, stabbed and killed in a fight. At 17, Dewey moved upstate to the small city of Poughkeepsie to get away and find a better life. A few months after he arrived, he was arrested for the murder of a 92-year-old woman. The only evidence against him was a couple of local criminals who swore he did it. But Dewey Bozella got 20 years to life.
Locked up, Bozella refused to give up his battle to clear his name. In prison, he ultimately decided to turn his life around, turning to the highly successful Hudson Link program to obtain several college degrees. So Hudson Link at Sing Sing and other prisons around the state made it possible for you to get your education.
It got me to where I got my bachelor's degree. And then when I got my bachelor's degree, Bachelor of Science, then I went on ahead and I got a master's degree. And my master's degree was in New York Theological Seminary, Professional Studies, Theory of Religion.
So you got your bachelor's and master's through Hudson Link while you were at Sing Sing prison?
Yes.
So Hudson Link provided opportunity?
Hey, I took it, and I ran with it.
Dutchess County settled with Bozella for $7.5 million. The Innocence Project started the work to have his conviction overturned, and then lawyers worked for free, pro bono, on his behalf.
And coming up next, more of Dominic's conversation with Dewey, including what Dewey has done since he's gotten out and how he's won awards and gotten a ton of media attention.